So it's early Saturday morning, and behind me here is some lamb. I'm going to cook it up. The plan is to make two meals out of it. One's going to be a curry with lamb, obviously, and the other one is going to be like a lamb roast. So I'm going to get the best of both worlds, and I'm going to start off by just putting it together. So here we go. So first thing we'll have here is the nice big chunk of lamb. So we're going to just put little slices inside this, drop in some garlic, fry it off, and then once it's fried off, stick it into a pan on top of some onions and a bit of rosemary, a bit of stock, and leave that for about 5 hours inside the oven. That's the plan, so let's get it done. It's like a scene from a serial killer's kitchen. Even that sound. It's so evil, but these are essential little slits that we're putting inside the lamb for flavour slits. So almost every single meat that you will ever eat needs garlic. It's just like a fact of life. So you should be growing your own garlic, or worst case, always have like loads of garlic in the house. There's no point upsetting your work colleagues by one day that you have garlic in your breath and then other days you don't, and playing this kind of Russian roulette. You may as well just be their friend and let them know what they expect from you, that every day you're going to have garlic breath. So in this case, I will have garlic breath every day. So we're just dropping that into our little holes. So this thing is not a glamorous part of making your lamb. My wife actually walked in at one stage and she looked at this and she went, "That looks rancid." And trust me, it's not. Once you put all your salt and pepper, your olive oil, and you sear it up a bit, this here is actually a beautiful piece already. But I'm excited already even just doing this part. So once all the lamb's prepped, you basically just want to put it onto a nice big roasting pan. In this case, the lamb leg was too big, so I used my biggest pan, which is cast iron, and that'll give me a nice sear. While that was kind of seared off, I was cutting up these little kind of like beds of onions. So pretty much the plan is to put the lamb on top of these little kind of like slithers of onions, and then whenever you put them into the pan, it stops it from like sort of sitting in its own juices, because we're going to put in some stock then underneath it. So this is the little bed for the lamb. So check in on the meat now. This is the other side of it. Just give that a little rub with olive oil as well, salt and pepper, and then sear that side off. But this side here is now actually seared, and you can see the skin's got that little kind of crust. Then out to the garden, I'm going to grab myself some rosemary as well. I love growing rosemary. It's like a weed. It grows so well and you can't mess it up. So the lamb's pretty much seared off at this stage and they're happy enough. I know that all of it is blackened, but it's good enough as long as the skin's a wee bit crispy. It adds this extra bit of flavour. I don't think I've ever actually tasted it without it being seared. I've just taken everyone else's word for it. So then at this stage we just want to add in some of our aromatics. So I'm going to put in these little sprigs of rosemary. So I've chopped them down a bit, just dropping them inside where all the little bits of garlic are, and just a wee bit of patience, a wee bit of love. And these wee moments here are the parts that actually matter. So if you take your time and you put in like a sprig on every single part, it looks ridiculous at this stage because it looks like you've tried to make some sort of like bad school project of a tree with mountains. So anyway, I digress. So we go into red wine. So at the moment I'm not drinking red wine, so it's easy for me to just be cooking with it at the minute. So plenty of red wine and over the top of that, and that all imparts flavour, makes it a bit more jammier as well. So that is going to be a beautiful piece of lamb once it all comes out. So you want to seal it all up and basically set and forget it. So we're just going to drop this inside the oven. We'll cook it for about 5 hours. So 2 layers of foil over the top of it, just to kind of like make a little tent. You don't want it sitting tight against the meat either, so you want to give it like enough space on top. And then after a couple of hours, we sneaky check this to see how it's doing, and it's doing great. So I pick off all the rosemary at this stage. They have dropped in all its oil. So this ugly looking thing, celeriac, we're going to cook this down into little roast potatoes, and it's only got 7 grams of carbs per serving, so it's phenomenal actually for cooking with if you're trying to go low carb. So celeriac is your friend. You can make it into roasties, you can make it into baked potato. I've never done chips with it, but I'm planning to do that shortly. So pretty much what I'm doing now is chopping these up, making them into little kind of like roasty sized cubes, bit of salt and pepper and olive oil on top of them, and then we're going to throw them into the oven as well. Just leave them just to do their thing over time. So they all go in, bit of olive oil on the top, and to be fair, once I've finished all these off, I threw them into the air fryer just to crisp them up even more. But at the minute, it's just basically throw them into the oven. I think if you had an air fryer free, just stick them all into the air fryer in the future. But this was actually a really tasty wee recipe. To be fair, I would prefer roast potatoes all day long, but if you're trying to slim down, these are still the best way to do it. Some cabbage, some butter, you can never go wrong with that. And at this stage now, everything's ready, so I'm just putting it all out and get it ready. So looking at this lamb, it's all bubbling, it's crispy skin on top and still pull apart, really, really hot, but really, really tasty. And oh my goodness, it's so lovely tasting and crunchy and everything you want really from lamb. So this hasn't even been sitting out the rest, and it's just falling apart and still moist. Oh, it's just so good. So here's the roasties after they came out of the air fryer, and I thought they came out well. So if you want to see some more low carb little recipes like this, drop me a subscribe. It will mean a ton to me, and I'll see you on the next little cook. See you.